Hey everyone, it's Mike. It's almost the end of the year and thought I would do a kind of a Vinyl Finds wrap up for the year and show off what I got for Christmas and whatever else I need to talk about. And so it's going to be just a little bit of a show and tell, mostly of my Christmas presents, but let's just go through this list. Got quite a few things to show. Hope you all had a great holiday and yeah, it's great seeing you, and here we go. Number one. So I went to see Billie Eilish in concert, took my daughter, and that was an amazing experience. I was able to get us tickets down in the pit, which in this particular tour that she did, her stage was in the center of the arena, and the pit kind of wrapped all the way around the stage, and then she would appear up through the bottom of the stage or whatever, and that's how she got out there and got back to backstage, whatever, underground, underneath the arena. So I had pit tickets, and then I also had passes for us for early entry, and that was key. Without that early entry, we would not have had as great a spot as we got. We got there around noon on Friday the 13th. We got there around noon and waited in the line for the early entry people. There were about 8 people there before us, so we were like 9 and 10. And the early entry we thought would be like a half hour early or even 15 minutes early, but it literally was like 2 minutes early. But that still, it helped. It helped quite a bit. So we waited around from noon until about 6 or so. I think doors opened at 6 and they let us in at like 5:55. And we were really stressing out because I'm like, why did I spend hundreds or well over $100 to get early entry only to come in to the arena same time as everybody else? The whole point of the early entry was to get in to the pit area first or early so that we could grab our spots along the barricades and be front row before the rest of the pit people get there and fill in all that space. We didn't want to be 4 or 5 people back. We wanted to be literally right up against the barricade. That's why I got the early access. So then 5 minutes before the show, they give us our wristbands and take us down into the bowels of the arena. And so we're down there where kind of backstage area is, and equipment and all that stuff, stage equipment and concert equipment, all that stuff's down there. We're down there and they've got a single file line. They escort us in. They say no running. And then we got into the arena pretty much right at 6 o'clock. And we walked my daughter and I, she's 15. She knew exactly where to go. She'd been watching videos and Instagram posts and all this stuff. She knew exactly right where she wanted to be on the barricades. So we got right there, right in the exact spot she wanted. And it was perfect. So we got it. We got front row to Billie Eilish. And it was a long wait. It was a long day. But we did it. And she says she enjoyed it so much she wants to do that again, the whole pit and front row experience again, which I can't blame her. I have to say, I've never experienced a large concert like this. Like, I've seen big concerts, I've seen Rush a bunch of times and other big names, Coldplay. I've been to a lot of big shows, but I've never had the front row experience, being right up front. I've done it for like small bands when I go to like clubs, and there's literally you could literally just reach out and touch the person on stage. They're so close. But that's different when it's like a big name performer or whatever. I've never had this kind of experience, and it was pretty awesome. These are I kept little keepsakes from the show. This is her latest album, Hit Me Hard and Soft. This wristband here was to get us into the pit area. This gold band was the early access bands that they put on our wrists so that we could get in early. And during the second to final song or whatever, Birds of a Feather, the confetti came raining down on the audience, and there were little confettis of her, like little hangman logo, confetti, shaped confetti, And so I was picking those up for my daughter because she wanted as many as we could get, and I kept one for myself. It was an awesome show. Billie Eilish is a fantastic talent, just beautiful voice, just a great performer. Played a bunch of songs. It was just amazing. It was just such a great show. And they had fire blowing up like pyrotechnics, and you could feel the heat on your face. It was pretty intense. And her band was good. She had like a live band this time. That we saw her like a couple years ago on her last tour, and it was just her and recorded music or whatever. And Phineas was there, I believe. But that was it. There was really no live musicians other than Phineas. And but this time they had a live full band. The opening act, the Marias, were really good as well. I highly recommend them. But yeah, Billie Eilish was just awesome. So we had such a fun time, and it was just such an amazing experience for my daughter to have that. It's her favorite performer, Billie Eilish, and for her to have that experience, it was so worth it. And it wasn't really that expensive. If I would have bought them resale, like after the fact, then it would have cost thousands of dollars to do what we did. But since I got them on the pre-sale, whatever, I paid, ticket price, regular ticket price, and it really wasn't that horrible. You just got to get there, and you got to be online and be there at the right time before they sell out. And I was able to snag those. So saved myself thousands of dollars trying to do that after the fact. But it was an amazing experience. Loved it. Really one of the greatest concert experiences I've ever had. And it's obviously it's elevated by the fact that I was there, doing this for my daughter, and yeah, it was just, I don't know. I wish I could relive it all over again. I've got video and stuff, but it was just awesome. At one point during the concert, Billie came down into this little alleyway that went around the stage where the barricades were. And she just ran through pretty quick and did high fives to everybody. So I got to high five Billie Eilish, and my daughter did too, and I got video of that. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, Billie Eilish is really awesome performer, and I'd go see her again in a heartbeat. So anyway, that was that. Record Store Day came and went, Black Friday, and I didn't talk about it because I didn't really go for Black Friday's Record Store Day. There really wasn't anything on that list that I wanted. But we had been at there's an outdoor mall near where I live, and there's a record store there called Grace Records. And I had been in later in the day. I went in on Black Friday just to see what was there or whatever, but I really wasn't interested in anything. And there was this one record that was there, and I was like, yeah, if I was to get anything, I'd probably get that one, but I don't need it. So I left, and then the next day we did some more shopping in that shopping mall, and I went back into a record store, and it was still there. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll get it, but I don't know. I don't need it today. So I left. And then the third day, Sunday, again, we were there getting more gifts or whatever in the mall. And I stopped back in, and it was there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it this time. So I picked it up. It's Thievery Corporation's The Richest Man in Babylon. This is 2-record set on white and red vinyl. I haven't opened it yet because I'm still kind of wishy-washy about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to turn around and sell it. We'll see. But I have it the download, so I listen to it, and I listen to it on Spotify, and it's cool and everything. But do I really need it on vinyl? I don't know. I'm still just kind of up in the air about that. It's got 2 excellent songs though that I highly recommend: "Heaven's Gonna Burn Your Eyes" and "Until the Morning." Those songs are Thievery Corporation are basically like a couple of DJs, and they bring in guest vocalists. And the guest vocalist on those 2 songs I just mentioned is a Icelandic vocalist by the name of Emiliana Torini. I've shown this record before and talked about her. She's got an amazing voice, and I love those 2 songs on that Thievery Corporation album that she sings on. So that's really, she's the main reason why I got it, but I'm not sure if I need it on vinyl. Anyway, so that was Record Store Day. It really didn't do much for me. Hopefully maybe in the spring they'll have better stuff. let's see, at that same record store, recently I was in there going through their used bin, and they had this record, Let's Active, Every Dog Has Its Day. I used to have this on cassette back when I was in college, and I lost all my cassettes. In one of my moves, I had a box of cassettes, and the box disappeared, so I don't have any more of my old cassettes anymore. But I do remember liking this album. I had a CD too of theirs, and it was called Cypress Afoot. And basically, it had the Cypress EP and the Afoot album, or is that backwards? I forget. One of those is an EP, one of those is an album. The EP has the song Every Word Means No, which is like their big hit, and it's a song I really like of theirs. And so I have that on vinyl now, that EP. I believe it's Cypress. But anyway, this is like the album that came out after that, and it's okay. It's good. It's got a couple of songs that I really like though, Horizon and 40 Years, and the vocals on that are by the guitarist, not Mitch Easter, who's the main guy who sings all their songs, but her name is Angie Carlson, and she sings the lead on those two songs, and I really like them. But anyway, this record was used. It's got kind of dinged up in the corners, probably been chewed up by a cat or a dog or something, but it was $5, and I had credits on my account, points or whatever, so I got $3 off, so it cost me $2. So I thought, why not? I'll just get it. So yeah, Let's Active, Every Dog Has Its Day. The year was 1988. It was on IRS Records. It had this little IRS inner sleeve with the catalog and stuff. So that's pretty cool. IRS Records, there's a label there. Let's Active, $2. I'll take it. Next one. This is something that I ordered. Well, it was announced on like her Facebook page, and like immediately after I saw it, it had already sold out. So I guess I saw it too late on Facebook. But then she announced that there were some more copies available. So I jumped on it, and this is Miki Berenyi, the singer-guitarist for Lush. This is a solo project that she's got going on right now with two guys, Moose from the band Moose, and I think his name is Kevin, but his nickname is Moose, and this other guy, Oliver. And Oliver plays bass, and Moose plays guitar along with her, and it's just her little solo project or whatever. And this particular release is a 10-inch, and it's 4 covers. It's them doing covers of 4 different Lush songs. So they do Baby Talk, which is off their Scar EP or mini album. It's got Covert, which is off of Spooky. It's got Life from a Dead Star, which is off of Split. And then it's got Leaves Me Cold, which is off the Mad Love EP. And yeah, they do really nice covers of this. They've got a new song that they've recorded called Vertigo, and you can go to her Bandcamp and download it, or you can watch it. You can watch the video on YouTube. But it's really nice. This 10-inch I wanted to get. It was special, whatever, special limited edition autograph. So Mickey and Moose and Oliver all autographed this particular copy, and it was available on Bella Union. I believe Bella Union is the one that produced this or published this, whatever, this recording. Bella Union is the label that's being run by Simon Raymond, who's the bassist keyboardist dude from Cocteau Twins. Anyway, snatch this up. It's really nice, and that single, check out that single for Vertigo. It's an absolutely, I think it's the best thing she's done since Lush. She's had other projects, Parashka and stuff, that she's done since then, but I think it's the best thing. I think it's awesome. It sounds just like, just like a new Lush song. And I love the band Lush, so definitely worth it. MB3 or Miki Berenyi's Trio is what the band's called. So you can look that up on Bandcamp or Facebook or whatever. She's got a Facebook page and all that jazz. And then you can also, I think, order it through Bella Union's website. The next thing that I got, we haven't gotten to Christmas presents yet. This is just other things that I've gotten. I had seen advertisements of this online, and it said that you had to be a club member or whatever to get these releases. This is Beggars Banquet's archive. the Beggar's Banquet label, the archive edition or whatever, the archive branch of that record label, and they were releasing BBC sessions of various bands. And this one, Volume 1, is Stereolab, and it's 4 songs from like a 1992 BBC session that they did. And if you have, I don't know if you collect Stereolab or you're into Stereolab, if you have this ABC Music CD, it's all their BBC sessions. This right here is actually located on this, so you already have it. But since I'm a collector, I wanted to have this on vinyl. This is not available on vinyl, but this obviously now is. So they released it first as like for like club owners or whatever, club members, and then they just recently reissued it or whatever for the United States, and I was able to order a copy, still really cheap, under $20, and it's a 4-song, 12-inch EP. Stereolab. It's got Laissez-Faire, John Cage Bubblegum, Revox, and Ping 33. So yeah, really cool. Beggar's Banquet, Beggar's Archive, BBC radio sessions, Stereolab. There's one for Bauhaus. There's one for like The Fall. I forget. There's a bunch of different bands that they're releasing these for, and I guess they're going to do more in the future. But really cool. And this is what the record label looks like. No inner sleeve. Next thing. Let's see. So Courtney and I went to see Blonde Redhead in concert over at the Crescent Ballroom. And the opening act, Courtney especially, was really intrigued by this opening band. And I believe they called themselves Tender. At least that's the way it was like listed on the flyers and stuff. But then when I went to go back and look for this band and try to find their music, I couldn't find any reference to what the band's name was. But I did I don't know, I went through like this huge rabbit hole in Google trying to find out what the band's name was. It wasn't on Setlist FM. I couldn't find out what the name of this band was that opened for Blonde Redhead. And I eventually found it, and it's Alison Lorenzen is her name. And the album that she released a few years back is called Tender. And it's just her doing 8 songs here. She's got various musicians that work with her, but it's mainly just her, and I think she plays keyboards. But mostly she's the singer, I guess, and plays keyboards. And it's awesome. Beautiful music. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just kind of like indie dream pop kind of music. Very eccentric. She's a lot of fun. She's very interesting. She really she had the crowd do like a dance and stuff during her show, and everybody was getting into it. She was a lot of fun, and quite a bit pregnant at the time when she was performing up there. And the drummer was the father of her baby or whatever. But anyway, that's beside the point. Great music. I was so happy to I found this on her Bandcamp. Again, Alison Lorenzen, based out of Colorado, I believe Colorado Springs, Colorado, somewhere around there, or Fort Collins, I forget. But anyway, based out of Colorado, really cool stuff. You can find this on Spotify too, Spotify and Bandcamp. But Alison Lorenzen. So I got this for Courtney. This is Courtney's Christmas present from me. One of the Christmas presents. The only vinyl that I got her. This is the insert, and then like liner notes on the other side. And it comes on this really nice, this is the hype sticker or whatever, and they stuck it directly onto this outer sleeve, so I'm keeping that. I could maybe cut it off and put it in a new outer sleeve, and I might end up doing that. And it comes on this really nice, like aqua, it's kind of translucent aqua vinyl. So really nice release. Really glad I found it. It was not easy to find. Next one. So I was watching a video by Vinyl Richie, and he was talking about record. I forget what the context was, but he was talking about various records that he listens to, and one of them was this band. And it's a band that I had downloaded their music a while back and just kind of forgot about them. I just haven't been listening to them for a while because I just want to listen to other things. And it really made me like want to go back and listen again. And so I already like knew their music, so I didn't need to hear it in order to want their records. I did want their records, and the records are actually all available and they're relatively cheap. But one of them was at the local record store and it was on clearance. So that was kind of my impetus to go ahead and start collecting their records, was because the price point was ideal. So I did that. I put all of their records on my Christmas want list, and I got two of them. The one that he was showing was not the one not ones I'm going to show today, but the band is Melody's Echo Chamber, and the one that he showed was the debut, just called self-titled. But this one is their second album, Bon Voyage. So I got this one for Christmas from one of Courtney's sisters. And yeah, it's their second album. It's kind of like dream pop, psychedelic. It's just very eccentric, kind of crazy. It's her name is Melody Prochet, and I believe she's French. Her background is French. She sings in French sometimes. Sometimes she sings in English. And originally her first album, the one that I'm not showing, but the one that Vinyl Richie did show, she did that one with the guy from Tame Impala, and they were an item. They were dating or whatever. They were a couple back then. By the time this album came out, they were not a couple anymore, and she just kind of went off and doing her own thing. So that's this. Starts with this one here. There's her second album, Bon Voyage. This is 2018. Really cool. I've heard it. I've read it some places that this is like her masterpiece. That this is her best album. Lyrics on the inner sleeve, and then it also comes with one of these zoetrope kind of spin. Sit it on your turntable and spin, and it animates something. I haven't done it yet because I got to cut this tab off in order to spin it on my record player and see what kind of animation happens. But it comes with this free there with the record, and then the record's just black vinyl, and there's the labels there. Really cool stuff. Definitely check them out if you're into like Stereolab or Cocteau Twins and that kind of. It's kind of somewhere in between Cocteau Twins and Stereolab. It's kind of psychedelic and quirky and eclectic kind of music, but really beautiful vocals and kind of dreamy, just really nice stuff. And then this is her third album, and it's called Emotional Eternal. This is the one that was on clearance at my local record store and got me thinking I should go ahead and just get her stuff on vinyl. That's the back of it there, and the inner sleeve. Again, more of the same of her kind of style of music. If you look at the artwork and stuff, it kind of gives you an idea of what the music could possibly sound like. Lyric sheets, and then again, this one comes with one of those animated zoetrope kind of spin it on your turntable kind of animated things. So that's cool. I have to check that one out as well. And this one comes on a kind of I don't know, it's not quite red. It's kind of somewhere in the direction of orange, but kind of a reddish, pinkish, orange type of vinyl. So very cool. Third album, Melody's Echo Chamber. Love it. And that one I just showed was from 2022. She put out another album in 2022, and it's like a collection of her early stuff that she was doing back when she was with the guy from Tame Impala. She never released it. I think the breakup and everything that was going on, she kind of shelved it, and then she re-released it later on. And it's called, I forget the name of that album. Unfold is the name of that album. Also came out in 2022. But anyway, definitely worth checking out. Next on my list, I ordered this as well before the holidays. Finally found a decent copy of this. Ringo Death Star. This is their fifth studio album. It's self-titled. They're out of Austin, Texas. Shoegaze. It's shoegaze. It's My Bloody Valentine-esque shoegaze. They kind of really like to get noisy, very noisy. Really like their stuff. I just never able to find their vinyl at an affordable price. I actually did order this a few years ago off of eBay, and it came in all banged up and the corners were bent, and I'm like, I didn't pay that much money to get a bent up record, so I sent it back, and then I just I'll find it some other day. And then finally it showed up. I think I got this off of eBay again, but it was a nice copy. So yeah, really nice male female vocals, liner notes here. There's a copy of the band, or a picture of the band. Male female vocals. She plays bass, he plays guitar, he plays drums. Really cool, really tight, very excellent musicians, and they just play really loud shoegaze music. And the vinyl is really nice. I'll have to take this out of the sleeve because usually I just show one side, but both sides are really nice. It's got this kind of powder blue with like kind of this misty pink around the edges. And then you flip it over and it's got more of the pink. It's just very, I don't know, kind of Cocteau Twins-esque kind of color scheme or whatever, but it's really nice colored vinyl. You don't really see it that well done. Usually it's pretty sloppy, but I think that turned out really nice. So yeah, Ringo Death Star out of Austin, Texas. Hopefully they'll come and play in Phoenix. Every time I see them on tour, they do California and they skip over Phoenix, and they'll even do like Albuquerque or Colorado or Utah, but I don't know, sometimes bands just skip Phoenix, and I know it's because of venues, they don't have the availability or the price isn't right or whatever. I understand. They're not just, I don't think they hate Phoenix, but it just bums me out that I have to travel to other states to see certain bands and not others. Anyway, so that's that, Ringo Death Star. Next one, Minor Threat, punk band I've been listening to since high school. And I used to have this. I don't know if it was an original, but I got it way back when I was in high school. This came out in 1983. This is an 8-song EP. Their last, I don't know, close to being a full-length kind of record that they put out. They put out a 7-inch later on called Salad Days, but this was like their last 12-inch release or whatever. Ian MacKaye. They say it's MacKaye. It looks like it's spelled McKay. I always called him Ian MacKaye, but I hear people pronounce it MacKaye, so maybe it's MacKaye. But there's Ian MacKaye, famous dude, Fugazi. Minor Threat's great. They're a fantastic hardcore punk band, very fast, very angry, really good stuff. And happy to have this again. It's been sitting there at my local record store, and I've been thinking about it, and it's not an expensive record. And I thought, finally, I'll just put it on my Christmas list, and Courtney got it for me. That was very nice. And it comes with this like little fold-out poster with the lyrics and a picture of the band. Yeah, Minor Threat, Out of Step with the World. Every time I think of that name, I think of the lyrics of that song. I can hear it in my head. And it comes in this kind of, I guess it's white. Yeah, white vinyl. Solid white vinyl, Discord Records out of DC band. Yeah, so the next thing I got, this is another thing that I put on my list for Courtney to get me when we were just kind of farting around in the record store, and I was showing her all the records that I wouldn't mind having. This is one that I still hadn't gotten, Bauhaus, the Bella Sessions. This is the Bela Lugosi. This is back when they went into the studio to record Bela Lugosi's Dead, and they recorded some other songs. And the original release that I had, excuse me, was, this is something that I bought back when I was in high school, and it's the one on Small Wonder Records, and it just has the 2 songs, Bela Lugosi's Dead and Boys on the B-side, and then some other thing, I forget. I have to go back and listen to it. I forget what it is. It's got some other little blurb of a song on it too, but anyway, Bela Lugosi's Dead. I had this one, but I wanted to get this not only because I collect Bauhaus stuff and I have a lot of their stuff on vinyl, but it had like extra songs that weren't on the original 12-inch that I just showed, and it's got Boys on it, which is the B-side of the other one I just showed. But this is a different version of it. This is the original version of it. Quite frankly, I like the other one better, not the original version. But still, it's just really cool to have this. And it's really nice packaging. Yeah, so it came with this insert. It looks like one of the tape cases or tape boxes or whatever that the original recordings was housed in. So that's really cool. And then it comes with this poster. I don't know if I need to open, I guess, I don't know. It's like a live, Bauhaus live poster, some French show, so that's pretty cool. I'd never seen that before, so I guess I'm showing it so that other people can see it. Yeah, so that's really nice. And then I think the nicest thing about this is the actual vinyl is really nice. It's this kind of red and black swirl, kind of smokiness to the black or whatever inside there, but it's really dark, deep dark red. It just looks really nice. So I love it when vinyl is like I don't mind colored vinyl when it's solid, but I like it better when it's kind of translucent. I just think it looks better. So anyway, yeah, that was something else that Courtney got me for Christmas. And then the last thing, this is something that I had on my list that I also got from one of her siblings, is Deftones. And up to this point, I only had one of their records on vinyl, and now I've got a second one. This is their self-titled fourth studio album, just called Deftones. And it contains my favorite song of theirs called Minerva. Ever since I started really picking up on the Deftones years and years ago, that song has always stuck with me as being my favorite of theirs, and that's on here. It was the first single off of this album. This is 2003 was the original release of this. This is obviously a reissue, and yeah, I really love the Deftones, and I don't listen to a lot of music that sounds like the Deftones. I don't listen to metal, really, but they're different to me. The guitars, it's got kind of shoegaze elements to it. It's I don't know. They just sound a lot different to me than your usual run-of-the-mill metal bands, like new metal bands or metal in general. I just really enjoy Deftones. I love his voice. I love Chino's voice. I love the guitar tone in their music. Guitarist is fantastic. Saw them live a few years back, and I got tickets for my son, who is going to be turning 13 in a couple of months. I got tickets for him and I to go see the Deftones because they're his favorite band right now. And yeah, we're going to go see the Deftones together. So it'll be his first real concert. And it came on red vinyl, which is really nice. I believe it's translucent. So not just flat red, but it's see-through red. So I dig it. Deftones. So then to kind of piggyback onto that, I'm going to go into what I got for my son because he's interested in collecting vinyl now. He doesn't have a record player yet. He just plays records on my stereo system. But he wanted these albums on vinyl, so I got them. This is Deftones' first debut album, Adrenaline, which is really nice. I never listened to the first two albums before he showed an interest in the band and started playing for them all the time for me on Spotify in the car. Every time we're in the car, he puts on what he wants to listen to, and it's always either Adrenaline or their second album. 1995, the songs off this album that he loves, my son recommends these songs: Root, 7 Words, Birthmark, and Engine Number 9. And out of all the songs, I like Root. I think it's the best song out of all of those. This is the inner sleeve, just a double-sided printed inner sleeve that came with it, and it's on black vinyl, reissue, obviously. Deftones' Adrenaline, their first album, 1995. And then he also wanted this one, Around the Fur, their second studio album. So I got that for him. And again, reissues. All these are reissues. Printed inner sleeve, two-sided. I guess it's got all the lyrics. Yeah, it's got lyrics. My son's always reading the lyrics on Spotify, and he loves to sing along to these songs. And he knows all the lyrics to pretty much all the songs that he loves already. I think Around the Fur was originally his favorite album. I'm not sure. It might still be his favorite Deftones album. This is what the label looks like, black vinyl. Around the Fur came out in 1993. Is that right? Yeah, 1997, excuse me. Yeah, the first one came out in 95. This one came out in 97. The songs that he recommends off of this is My Own Summer, Shove It, Labia, Around the Fur, and it's labia spelled with an H, so I'm not sure what they're referring to. Around the Fur, Be Quiet and Drive Far Away, and Head Up. He loves that song, Head Up. My favorite song off the album is Be Quiet and Drive Far Away. That's an excellent song. And then the third album that I got him is Diamond Eyes, which is my favorite Deftones album. Not my favorite song. My favorite song is Minerva off that other one I showed you, but my favorite album of theirs is Diamond Eyes. And this is their 6th studio album, and it came out in 2010. And yeah, love it. I love the artwork, and I love this album. It's got so many great songs on it. This is the inner sleeve right there. It's got the lyrics, and then the other side with liner notes and the owl again, and again black vinyl there, Deftones. And the songs that he recommends off of this are Diamond Eyes, Royal, Command Control, You've Seen the Butcher, and I guess Rocket Skates, and 976 Evil. Those first 3 are what he really loves. Diamond Eyes and Command Control especially. Command Control is his favorite, probably his favorite Deftones song overall. My favorites are Royal and You've Seen the Butcher and 976 Evil. I love those 3 songs. Fantastic album. So that's it for the vinyl that I have to show. I also mentioned this during my CD tag that I did a week or so ago. I talked about getting this in the mail, or it was under my tree actually. Got it as a gift from Courtney, and it is a CD box set of Switched On volumes 1 through 5. Switched On is a series of collections that Stereolab has put out that contain all kinds of B-sides, singles, hard to find stuff, rarities, and they've done 5 of them now. And so now they're all encapsulated in this 5 CD set. It was originally released as a 3 CD box set that I have. I showed you that one in my CD tag. It was red, and now this one is black with the silver foil. It comes with this little booklet that has all the liner notes or whatever, tells you all about what's the contents of each CD. There's my little label there, my little, what do you call those things? And then these are the actual CDs, Switched On Volume 1. This is the very first CD or any kind of release that I ever bought of Stereolab. And now this is my however many copies of this particular collection. Switched On Volume 1. And Switched On Volume 2, Refried Ectoplasm. And then Switched On Volume 3, it comes in a 2 CD set called Aluminum Tunes. And then Switched On Volume 4, which is called, I forget what it's called, Electronically Possessed. So that's 2 CD set there. And then the final one, the Switched On Volume 5, Pulse of the Early Brain. God, I can barely read that. Yeah, so that's a 2 CD set as well. And it also came with stickers, yay, stickers of each album cover. Stickers, so that's pretty cool. So that I got for Christmas from Courtney. And then something else that I asked for from Courtney for me is this book. It's Simon Raymond, who I just mentioned, runs the Bella Union record label. He put out this book just this past year called In One Ear, Cocteau Twins, Ivor and Me. And it's just a memoir of his life and talks about him, just his whole life. And he talks about his father, Ivor, who was also a famous music producer, musician. And then the Cocteau Twins, his life being a member of the Cocteau Twins and what that was all about. So I got this super deluxe set. Instead of just the book itself, it came with, it came with like a little postcard there. It came with all these like art cards, like little mini posters that came with it that are not with the other version. If you just get the regular version of the book, you don't get these. A little picture of him, just little artboard kind of cards or whatever. This was the back page that was on the book when it was shrink wrapped, talking about the contents. And then the book itself right here and it comes with a built-in like page bookmark, which I'm trying to find out where it starts. Where are you? Yeah, so it's got a little bookmark thing or whatever ribbon in there. And then it's got a couple of sections of pictures, which are really nice. Him back in the day. And then it was hand numbered and autographed by Simon right there. So yeah, really super nice. Can't wait to read it. Super great guy, super nice guy. And I've purchased a lot of records through his record shop, and he autographs all the Cocteau Twins stuff for me. So that's really cool. And yeah, so I think that's it. That is like my whole Christmas haul and everything that I've purchased and received recently. And that was quite a bit. Hope you all are having a great holiday season. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for watching. Yeah, just thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all really soon. Bye. Love you.